Hello, welcome back to a brand new video. Welcome back to an extreme budget video. I haven't done one like this, I don't think, since last April. Today I am giving you 38 meals for $25. And to be honest, I only spent $24.58. I kind of rounded up a little bit, but I have some great meals to hopefully inspire you, encourage you, just to kind of give you maybe even some motivation if you're looking to cut back on your grocery budget for 2024. I have a breakfast, a lunch, a dinner, and a snack. Like I said, 38 total meals. We're gonna break it down. I'm not even gonna share with you the whole grocery haul like I normally do. Normally I share like the whole grocery haul and then we go right into the meals. I'm gonna do it differently. So you're gonna see how I'm gonna do it, but I'm so excited. First, do me a couple huge favors. Give this video a huge thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. And if you can, let me know down in the comments below, what is a budget you want me to work with in the future? I plan to do a lot of these videos. I actually have another one ready to go for later this week. So you're gonna wanna make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. Turn your notifications on so when that video goes live, you are the first to watch it. So without further ado, let's jump in to breakfast, which is 14, yes, 14 breakfasts, and wait until you see what the total cost is. I also wanna give it this quick disclaimer, food prices are different all over the world. This might not be what you pay for grocery prices. You might pay less or more than I do. This video is just for motivation in case you are looking to cut back on your grocery budget for the new year. Kicking off this video with breakfast, I have 7 bananas, a large bag of these Honey Nut Scooters, which I got such a great price on, and a thing of almond milk. Total cost was $8.96 for breakfast, and I'm doing 14 total servings. So a serving for me is a serving and a half of the Honey Nut Scooters, a half a banana, and then some almond milk. There was leftover Scooters as well, so I could have done 2 full servings, but this is just what I plan to do for breakfast this week, and I thought this would give you guys a really great idea on how cheap you can make breakfast for your family. A lot of people probably do cereal. We don't do a lot of dry cereal. We tend to do a lot more oatmeal. I make bars, but this is so easy and convenient. Plus, I think it also makes a really great snack, personally. But maybe that's me because cereal's everything when you're pregnant. Anyways, here is breakfast. Let's move right along into the snack for the day. Snack is these Sunbelt bakery bars. I can remember eating these all the time as a kid, but I've never seen the banana oat flavor, so I had to snag them because the cost was incredible. $1.90 for 10 bars is 19 cents per snack. So I have 10 snacks on hand for the next week or even 1 week, because if you're going to eat all of this in 1 week, you can have more than 1 bar. I cannot make bars for this cheap, so it was definitely something I needed to pick up for my extreme grocery budget this week. For lunch, we're having a ramen bowl. It's cold out. It's time to make some homemade food. One of the things I find is that it's so much easier to cut down on your costs when you aren't eating a lot of processed foods. But I like to include some of them because no one wants to make every single meal by scratch every single week. We're all busy. Sometimes you need convenient foods like snack bars and cereal, but then also a meal like this really only takes about 5 minutes to make. As you saw, all my ingredients and the cost per meal was $1.54, and this is something I made every single day. This is something I actually made for my husband. I try really hard to eat gluten-free just because my stomach doesn't like a lot of gluten. And another thing I like to do is I try my best. I'm always not the most successful at it, but when I make these types of budget meals, I try to stick to some key factors. I always try to have at least 1 fruit, 1 veggie, 1 protein source, and 1 bean source, because then I'm getting a bit of fiber. So I don't always knock it out of the park with those things. It's really easy to buy a lot of starch, cut back, and not get the cost of fruits and veggies, but I do try to include them so that way I have a variety of food so I can make different types of meals and also keep some really key nutrients in my budget. Since these ingredients make 6 meals, I'm using 1 packet of ramen, a third of a packet of tofu, a half of each of the squash, and like I said, I made this every single day just because it wasn't one that I wanted to make ahead, and it was so quick and easy. I just steamed the squash and the tofu for about 5 minutes with some water. You can also use veggie broth if you want to, but I did go ahead. Oh, here are the way I stored the leftovers, just in case you wanted to see kind of how I stored the squash and the tofu, just in a little container in the fridge for the next day. So I went ahead and steamed them. You can add veggie broth if you want to, additional seasonings. I chose not to because I did use the seasoning packet with the ramen. The water takes 3 minutes to boil. The ramen takes 2 minutes to cook. It is the easiest, simplest meal to put together. And I personally love ramen. I will buy gluten-free ramen here or there. I don't eat too much of it, but this style ramen is my husband's favorite. So when it's on our meal plan for the week, he is so happy. But like I said, in the beginning of the video, I have another meal plan ready to go. So you're going to kind of see what I incorporated between our meals this week, since some of these meals he ate, and then in the next meal plan, some of them I ate. So we kind of went back and forth. It was really fun. But this one I feel like is loaded with veggies and protein, and that broth is just like chef's kiss. If you have some sriracha, add a little bit of that in. It's also really good if you want to do a stir fry frozen veggie. That is our normal for this type of meal, but the steamed veggies, my husband said, were really good. Great element. You had a little bit of texture. The tofu absorbed so much of that liquid. Same with the veggies, so you had a lot of flavor. Last up is dinner. This is the quote-unquote cheapest meal of the day next to snack, but I think the largest and most inexpensive meal, coming out to 56 cents per serving or per meal. Super easy. You could definitely switch out and use a red sauce. Personally, right now, red sauce cannot even be in my vision. Pregnancy problems. Anyways, I'm going to start by rinsing my beans. Dry beans are always so much more inexpensive, but they do take a little bit more time. And if you don't have the cooking essentials to make the beans, then it can be a little bit more tricky. But you can make crock pot beans if you have a crock pot. You can make stovetop. I'm using my pressure cooker. You can find any recipe for making dry beans on Pinterest. So if you buy dry beans, don't feel discouraged when it goes to making them. They're actually so simple. So I rinse them, I check for rocks, put them in my pressure cooker, fill my pressure cooker with the right amount of water, and then I cook it for 30 minutes. They're so easy, and I think they're the absolute best this way. And then if you ever have any left over, you can always put them in the freezer and have them for later. The beans are done. It's time to release the pressure. I personally think a pressure cooker or an Instant Pot is a great investment, but if you already have a crock pot, you can use that too. So I never want anybody to feel pressured like they can't make beans without this. It's just really easy. I'm one of those people that's very minimal with my kitchen utensils and essentials. Like, people comment on my videos all the time, like, you need a rice cooker. No, I don't. I have a pressure cooker, I have a crock pot, I have a stovetop, I have an oven. Like, I don't need one more thing. So I never want you to feel pressured like, oh, in order to make these, I have to do it this way. Absolutely not. Like I said, go to Pinterest, look up ways to make dry beans with what you have on hand. So let's go ahead and get the pasta started. We are making a black bean taco pasta. You can also make this into a soup if you want to. You can add a few extra ingredients like onion, maybe a couple cans of crushed tomatoes, and make this into a really big soup. But this is going to be 8 servings of pasta. Personally, I think the pasta, the corn, and the taco seasoning are perfection together, but we're adding in some beans to get some extra fiber, extra protein, and just to kind of oomph the meal up a little bit. It'll also add some flavor, but just telling you, I would personally just do the corn, the pasta, and the taco seasoning. It just sounds so good to me right now. But these are very simple meals, things that won't take a lot of time. This is one of the meals that I made ahead because I don't want to spend every single day cooking. I'm busy. I work a lot. My husband works a lot. The more I can do ahead and meal prep is more better for my life. I don't think we're supposed to say more better, but I'm going to say it. It's more better for my life. Look how many beans this is. I once did the math on the cost of canned beans versus dry beans, and you save something like 4 times the amount of money for the amount that you get. It's absolutely crazy. So definitely, try the dry beans if you haven't yet. I still keep canned on hand because it's super convenient, but if you make dry beans ahead of time, you can put them in your freezer and then pull them out when you need them. So here is about a serving. I just kind of eyeballed it, but this is so much food. This is also very filling. And like I said, it makes 8 servings. So this entire meal plan you could use for the week if you wanted to, or you can add more additional things to whatever, to boost whatever nutrients you need. But this was just to give some great ideas and inspiration for what you can do for about $25, which I think is a lot of food. Thank you so much as always for joining me on today's video. I hope you really enjoyed it. Like I said, make sure you're subscribed and leave me a comment down below. Let me know what grocery budget you want me to work with in an upcoming video. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you soon in a new one. Bye-bye.